Most seniors are led to believe that effective cardio requires gym memberships, treadmills, or leaving the house. In reality, the most effective way to improve heart health and reverse stiffness after 55 happens right in your living room, using nothing more than a sturdy chair. This isn't about burning calories or sweating until you are exhausted. It is about a medical concept called perfusion. Perfusion is the process of delivering fresh blood and oxygen deeply into your tissues. As we age, the microscopic blood vessels in our hands and feet become less efficient, leading to that common feeling of heavy, cold limbs that makes moving feel like a chore. We can reverse this immediately by using a physiological mechanism known as the muscle pump effect. Think of your calf muscles as a second heart. When you are relaxed or sedentary, blood tends to pool in the lower legs. However, every time you mechanically contract these muscles, you squeeze the deep veins, shooting blood back up toward your heart. This takes the workload off your actual heart while significantly boosting circulation from the ground up. To activate this system safely, we need to set up a proper environment. You need a 6-foot radius of safety free from throw rugs or electrical cords. Place a sturdy chair nearby to act as a safety net, allowing you to focus purely on the quality of your movement rather than the fear of falling. The goal here is gentle cardio. You should be able to speak in full sentences the entire time. If you find yourself gasping, your body is signaling you to slow down. We begin with the rhythmic march. This is the foundation of the routine because it directly targets that second heart mechanism. Stand tall with feet hip-width apart, or sit on the edge of your chair with your back away from the rest. Simply lift one knee, then the other. The height of the knee is not important, the rhythm is. You want a steady, comforting pace, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. How to do it correctly. Land soft. Do not stomp. Stomping sends shockwaves through your ankles and knees. Roll the foot. Think toe, then ball, then heel. This engages your body's natural shock-absorbing anatomy. Engage the core. If seated, pull your belly button slightly toward your spine every time a knee comes up to protect your lower back. After a few moments, you will likely feel a gentle warmth spreading through your chest or face. This is vasodilation. Your blood vessels opening up to accept the increased oxygen supply. It is the physical sensation of health returning to the body. Once you have the rhythm, add the arms. Swing them gently like a pendulum, ensuring the opposite arm moves with the opposite leg. This cross-patterning forces the left and right hemispheres of your brain to communicate rapidly. It improves coordination and significantly reduces the risk of falling in daily life, proving that exercise for seniors is just as much about brain work as it is muscle work. While forward movement handles circulation, we often neglect lateral stability. In daily life, we almost always move straight ahead, to the kitchen, to the car, down the hall. We rarely move sideways, and this neglect weakens the pars gluteus medius. This is the specific hip muscle responsible for stabilizing your pelvis. When it becomes weak, it becomes a leading cause of hip pain and falls. To fix this, we use the lateral reach. This movement is designed to lubricate the hip joints with synovial fluid. Synovial fluid acts like oil for your hinges, but your body only produces it on demand. Movement is that demand. By performing this reach, you are essentially greasing your joints for the day ahead. The technique. Stance. Start with feet slightly wider than hips, hands on hips. The step. Step your right foot out to the side, tapping the floor lightly with your toe. The reach. Simultaneously, reach your left arm gently across your chest. The flow. Return to center and switch sides, left foot out, right arm across. Think of this as a dance-like motion rather than a drill. The rotation should come from the upper back, not by aggressively twisting the spine. If you have lower back pain or osteoporosis, simply reach forward instead of crossing the body deeply. The benefit remains the same. For those in a chair, sit on the edge and slide one foot out to the side, then return it. This creates lateral stability, meaning the next time you are bumped in a crowd or trip on a rug, your body has the muscle memory to catch itself sideways. Why tempo matters. We are not rushing. A pace of about 2 seconds per movement is ideal for senior neuromuscular control. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. This pace allows you to feel the stretch in your side body, expanding the rib cage. Many seniors suffer from shallow breathing because the intercostal muscles between the ribs get stiff. The lateral reach stretches these muscles, allowing you to take in more oxygen with less effort. This brings us to the concept of internal mapping. Your brain relies on an internal map to know where your hands and feet are in space. If unused, this map degrades with age. By combining the foot tap with the arm reach, you are actively redrawing that map, reminding your brain of your body's boundaries and position. This is vital for maintaining confidence and functional independence, the ability to navigate the world without fear. Bottom line. The lateral reach builds the side-to-side stability that walking misses, preventing falls and lubricating stiff hips. Now that we have addressed circulation and stability, we must address power and metabolism. The movement that provides the fastest relief for heavy legs and stiff joints is the sit-to-stand, also known as the chair squat. This works because it engages the largest muscle groups in the human body, the quadriceps, glutes, and hamstrings. When these massive muscles contract, they demand huge amounts of glucose and oxygen. This jumpstarts your metabolism and clears out inflammation markers faster than any small isolation exercise ever could. Proper execution. Setup. Sit comfortably with feet flat, shoulder width apart. Ensure knees are aligned over ankles, not caving inward. The cue, nose over toes. Hinge forward at the hips until your nose is past your toes. The drive, push down through your heels to stand up fully, squeezing your glutes at the top. The assistance. Beginners can use armrests or a nearby sturdy table. Stronger individuals can cross arms over the chest. The secret to this movement lies in the descent. The way you sit down is more important than the way you stand up. Do not flop down. Control the movement by counting to 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and sit. This is called eccentric control. And it is the phase where you build the strength to prevent falls. It also builds bone density in the femoral neck, the most common site for hip fractures. If you cannot stand comfortably, you can still get the benefits by performing a forceful leg extension while seated. Straighten one leg and squeeze the thigh hard for 3 seconds, then release. Follow this by squeezing your glutes while seated. This isometric action strengthens the muscles without loading the joints. Troubleshooting, knee pain. If you feel pain in the front of your knees, you are likely pushing through your toes. Shift your weight back into your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes inside your shoes while standing up. These are the muscles of freedom. They are what allow you to get off the toilet, exit a car, and climb stairs independently. However, even the best movement routine can fail if you make one critical mistake. The Valsalva maneuver. This is the medical term for holding your breath while exerting effort. When you stand up from a chair or lift an object, holding your breath causes your blood pressure to spike dramatically. When you finally exhale, pressure drops rapidly, leading to dizziness or fainting spells. The fix. Breathe through the effort. Imagine you are blowing out a candle every time you stand up. Exhale when it is hard. Inhale when it is easy. This keeps blood pressure stable and ensures your brain receives a constant supply of oxygen. fueling the physiology. You can do all the cardio in the world, but if your nutritional chemistry is off, you will still feel tired. There are two specific food fixes that support this routine for those over 55. Number 1, dietary nitrates. As we age, our bodies produce less nitric oxide, a molecule responsible for relaxing blood vessels and improving flow. You can boost this naturally by consuming nitrates found in beets or dark leafy greens like spinach and arugula. A small glass of beet juice or a spinach salad 2 hours before your routine can make limbs feel lighter and more responsive. Studies suggest these foods help manage blood pressure and improve exercise tolerance. Number 2, smart hydration. The thirst mechanism becomes blunted in seniors. You often do not feel thirsty until you are already dehydrated. Dehydration thickens the blood, forcing the heart to work harder to pump it. Drink a glass of water before you exercise. Unless you have high blood pressure restrictions, add a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. This helps your body retain the fluid rather than flushing it out, maintaining blood volume and preventing lightheadedness. Bottom line, don't just move. Fuel the movement with breath, water, and nitrates to reduce fatigue. Finally, we must look at how your body adapts to this new activity. A common concern is clicking knees. Physiotherapists have a saying, motion is lotion. Painless clicking is usually just gas bubbles popping or tendons snapping gently. It is normal. As long as there is no sharp pain or swelling, continuing gentle movement often reduces the noise over time as the joint becomes better lubricated. Another key factor is mitochondrial efficiency. For the 55-plus demographic, the goal is to stay in the aerobic zone, 60 to 70% of max heart rate. Pushing too hard into the anaerobic zone creates lactic acid. In older bodies, lactic acid clears slowly, leading to prolonged fatigue that discourages future exercise. By keeping the movement gentle and rhythmic, you stimulate your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, to multiply without stressing your adrenal system. This leads to sustained energy throughout the day rather than a crash. The role of sleep. Repair happens almost exclusively while you sleep. Physical exertion builds sleep pressure, the biological drive to rest. If you feel a pleasant tiredness in the evening, do not resist it. Your body is weaving new muscle fibers. If you wake up stiff, it is likely delayed onset muscle soreness, which peaks 48 hours after exercise. The best cure is not total rest, but gentle movement like the rhythmic march for 2 minutes to flush out metabolic waste. The concept of exercise snacking. You do not need to do this routine all at once. Research shows that short bursts of activity accumulated throughout the day are just as effective as one long session. This is called exercise snacking. March while waiting for the kettle to boil. Do lateral reaches during a TV commercial break. Perform 3 sit-to-stands every time you leave the dinner table. Micro-progressions. After 4 to 6 weeks of consistency, you can introduce small changes. Add weight. Hold a small water bottle or soup can during the march to increase cardiac demand slightly. Increase depth. Hover just above the seat for a split second before sitting to build tremendous control. Eyes closed, seated only. Close your eyes during the seated march to train your inner ear vestibular system for better balance. This approach reduces friction. If you have to move furniture to exercise, you won't do it. Dedicate a corner of your room to health, leaving sneakers and water visible as visual cues. Movement is medicine. It is the most powerful pill you can take, and it has 0 negative side effects when done correctly. It lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease while releasing endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. If you know someone over 50 who's worried about losing leg strength or balance, send them this video. And if you want more simple, science-backed ways to stay strong and independent as you age, hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.